What's up, guys? So back with another vid. This one is going to be on some of the rigging tools and also gameplay development for this game. Originally, my idea was to make a classic Resident Evil game, but since then, well, my ambition has grown a little. I definitely am keeping some of the survival horror ideas I had, but they may be put in certain sections or levels. Basically, my overall goal has switched to something like Nier Automata. Well, at least in terms of the gameplay. It's mostly because I love action, obviously, so it would be a good addition. Right now we're in the middle of setting up a new character, basically for this redesign. And since this vid, the character has been redesigned even further and more refined. So the first clip of the dancing robot was sort of a test with a mesh with no rig. Mixamo has been around for a while, and I've used it to rig a lot of my characters since it doesn't require a mesh. Their armature or bone structure. I mean, since this game model won't need what are called visums, the eyes, mouth, facial expressions, and things won't have to move. Lastly, it's kind of interesting to think about these things from a game design standpoint. Anyways, I put this character together from parts in PM, exec, editor, and then worked on it further in Blender. The base for the body was a super low poly-free mesh on the Unity asset store, but the issue was I couldn't get the FBX file to export, so I had to just export the mesh. Now with Mixamo, we can get a skeleton rig to this model so we can put it in the game and make it move. I just need to select the joints, and Mixamo will use its algorithm to rig this skeleton, which will save me hours of work. Now with this thing rigged, I can bring it back into the game and set it up further. So earlier, I mentioned in terms of gameplay, I want it to be more like Nier, where you can have the character run around and attack things and move freely through the world. Right now, I'm using this new third-person controller to achieve that. JUTBS is the name of it. So mostly I have to set up the animation controller within it to use some of the new animations. Now that we have the rigged character imported, it's just a simple step to fix all the materials and textures to give them more anime-styled shading. This is another free plugin for Unity called Flexible Cell Shader. Originally, my idea for the story was to basically follow my Arc Infinitum anime and have it be some sort of noir detective thing. But the new idea is to basically create yet a new fresh IP, with elements from Arc, some elements from Nier Automata, Ghost in the Shell, and Signalis. I don't want to get too far into spoiling the story, but those will be the basic elements. However this means, my initial idea of like a cyberpunk city setting has to change a bit. During the pandemic, I wrote a short 5-episode manga that I'll borrow some things from, but basically, the world has cyberpunk cities within it, but it is not totally that. Now that we have our player set up, let's test it. Looks like it works so far, as well as the stealth system. So we're testing some of the updates. I have the nav mesh baked for this wall here just to test the NMEA. This Matrix Octopus thing is a prefab, but right now it has no AI associated with it, so it's not interactable. If we run around here, you can see the weapon system working. I still have to fix the aiming camera. By default, it's set up for like a sniper rifle instead of over the shoulder. And the enemy here was set on Patrol A. So this robot, if it didn't spot me, would continue back at. All these actions are placeholders so far, but they do work. Most of the time, at least. I still need to set up basic audio tiles and things. The health bars are working, and the aim will kill you in a few hits. I'm not sure if I will add a target aiming reticle or not. I think as long as the camera functions, the point aim is kind of nice and less of a gamey feel. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next vid.